Thanks for giving the opportunity to fight.
Appreciate you so much for everything you've done, everything you've done. Appreciate it. Because they don't know, this is a tough business that they're in, you know what I'm saying? Iron sharper iron, you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Dedication, hard work. Dedication, hard work. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy, so keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work.
You speak as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And our like sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
Nosfero. Does this word not sound like the death bird culling the living dead at dawn? It is the name both ghouls and demons dare not say, for they know it means death for the undead.
Hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication.
Welcome and happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome here to the Iron Age Forge. It is great to see you guys. I've been working like crazy. We got some great people in the chat here. I see Amanda B most recently. Let's see who's here and see how you guys are doing today. We've got Arrogant Ape. It is great to see you. Tip of the hat, my friend. We have got Amanda B coming in second, but always first in our hearts. It's good to see Amanda B. We've got Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 working, but here in spirit. Absolutely, and spirit is what we're all about here. So I do appreciate that, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, member of the channel. Stephen Rockwood drawing, dropping links like Oscar Meyer. It is great to see you, my friend. Timmy Mello, another channel member who I realized I had not had in my end credits. So I was mortified when I realized that. So I am going to be trying to get that sorted out as soon as I possibly can, which is to say right now. And so we'll see how that works out. It may not be the best looking version of it I've done because I got to re-edit it. But the credits for the show are going to be updated as we speak. So just know that that is happening off camera. So yeah, we got to make sure we keep this stuff up to date because when people become channel members, they get to see their name in lights at the end credits. So there you go, guys. So let's see who else we've got here. We've got Arrogant Ape again. We've got Timmy Mello again, member. Welcome to the channel, Timmy Mello as a member. Share is successful, so remind me to update those credits. John is here. John, it's great to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Let's see who else we've got here. We've got Blue Boy. It's great to see you. Always a treat watching John paint. Oh, much love there. I'll be adding finishing touches on a current oil painting commission day. Congratulations on the commission and happy painting. B Rose is in the house. What's up, Black Rose Comics? It's great to see you. Tip my cap to you. We've got Phil in the house. Hail, Phil. One of our creative dynamos here in Comicsgate, which I know you guys know. I was actually thinking about the Lost Pages the other day, which happens from time to time because I love the characters. I love the world that's there. Hail to you, my Pulp brother. And hopefully we've got everybody here in the chat recognized. So, guys, as is often the case, we are working on comics, and we are painting a page of Nosfero right now. And this is a page that sort of ties into Nosfero's origin. And so that's been something I've been really looking forward to. Let's see. I hope... Let's see here. Steve Rockwood says, Shoth, I hope you gather 1,000+ members so it becomes impossible to keep up. I hope so, too. But we'll keep making those credits because it's so important. Timmy Mello, I registered yesterday, so no worries. Listen, my friend, I may very well continue to worry because I am wont to do so, but only because I enjoy what we do here so much. And I really do believe in what we're doing here. In fact, I was thinking about that as I was reading Razor Fist's book, speaking of Iron Age art. Razor Fist has done a book that is called The Long Moonlight, and I've been listening to the audiobook, and I ordered the hardcover, and I'm really excited about it. It's just a great great book. It was a fun read, and I recommend all of you guys go and check it out if you haven't. If you only know him from his elocution online. And yes, hail Iron Age. And yeah, it's a good morning. And hail Ray Storman. Where are you? There you are. Good to see you, Ray Storman. How are you doing? It's an interesting thing because I am really excited about it, and I'm really excited to see what he's doing. And my hope is that more people will check it out because it's a really great read. It's really fun. And so let me just see if I can get this thing to process, and then we'll test it and see if it works. Let me just see here. All righty. Got that. And let me do file, find. Just sorry to be boring as all hell right now. But, it's my way. And let me make sure I've got that there. All righty. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. If you become a channel member of this show, you are going to get your name in the credits because that is how we do things. So let me just show you real quick. I just did an update when I saw Timmy was a member in the chat. So, Timmy, here's the first preview of the new credits. I'll be right back after this, I promise. Then we'll talk shop, get painting. I'm going to tell you some cool Nosfero news.
Dedication, hard work, dedication.
And there's an extra cheerleader for you guys today. Didn't even have to send a super chat to get one. So yeah, so this is the thing. This is what it's all about, and this is the thing that I want you guys to remember. Is when I'm working on this book, everything I'm doing on Nosfero is culmination of so many important things to me. My dream of comic books, my love of what we've been doing here in Comicsgate, my love of independent comic books, my love of liberty, my love of story, my love of adventure. All of that stuff is so important. Oh, Amanda B, I'm glad you like that. It's important to say you appreciate people. I really do think that. I know I talk about that a lot here. And this is the thing that it's when I was working on this story, I thought about this quote that I saw, or that my wife saw outside of a church, and she sent it to me. And it was a simple quote. You guys have probably seen it before, and I do cite it a lot. But it was, "Be the adult you needed when young," is what it said. And this is a pretty beautiful page in the origin story of Nosfero, where he has been, taken over. And great to see you, Son of Liberty Radio. It is he's been kidnapped. His village has been razed. His parents are gone. Everybody he knew there is gone, and he has been essentially made a prisoner by these vampires who are basically feeding off of him. Because something that was important to me when I was designing this character is, while I think it can be very interesting to explain every superpower that a character has, or every unique ability a superhero has, or a hero in general has, I think that sometimes there are certain things that you should put in that aren't explained, but that are a part of the world that are magic. And Nosfero has this ability to never run out of blood. And it's just one of those incredible things about, the mystery of the character. And so these vampires realize that, and they basically chain him up and are feeding off of him, and he's trapped there. And when they perform this ritual on him that ends up giving him access to all of these supernatural powers using this kind of grimoire text of theirs, or 3 pages of it, it becomes, it changes him and makes him the character that he is. And this is the moment where he fights back. He breaks free of those chains of being imprisoned for all this time by them. And there's a beautiful little sequence when he gets out. Hunch the Dirty Roofer, new member. I'm going to have to update those credits again. It is great to see you. Welcome to membership, Hunch the Dirty Roofer, and much appreciated. We salute you. And when someone becomes a member of this channel, in addition to getting their name put in the credits, let me just say this. We do salute them if you become a member during the live stream. So here you go, Hunch. This one's for you. There you go, brother. Welcome to this, And so one of the things for me, let me see here. Nosfero gets his powers from midichlorians. I just know it. That's absolutely what it is. Yes. Eric the Guapo, it is great to see you. Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. And yeah, nice hunch. Absolutely, my friend. And so this is the thing that kind of makes it what it is he breaks free. And there's this beautiful shot on this panel that I can't wait to get to, where the character who is named, whose real name is kind of nickname is Greylock, but is is able to escape where he's imprisoned. A werewolf is also imprisoned in this castle that he's in, and he breaks free finally after watching his kids suffer, and he's behind bars. And they finally have this little moment in this small little panel where they embrace. Finally, he's like, I can help you. I can take care of this kid, and he is, so to speak, raised by the wolves. And it's the kind of thing that fairy tales, mythology, and stories used to do. And it came out of the fact that, of the work that we do here on streams and in the chat. And somebody asked me, and it fundamentally changed the werewolf character. Somebody asked me, they said, are you going to have any positive father figures in this story? Because that's something we're really missing in entertainment. And I was thinking to myself, well, I have a positive hero character, and his origin had been pretty well mapped out. But I thought, no, I don't. And the fact that I realized that I didn't have that, and that that was something that, you guys were saying you wanted, and something that is sorely missing in mainstream entertainment, I went, okay, I've got to build this story out so that I have that character. So this moment is for you guys. This moment is something that grows out of and evolved the story, grows out of our way of interacting with fans and our way of interacting with what we do here as comics gators. And that's what's so cool. What kind of werewolf? Is it a Twilight werewolf? Werewolf in London werewolf. I actually have the Howling werewolf designed by Rob Bottin on my desk, a little statue of it. And I have the NECA American Werewolf in London heads from the NECA figures on my desk, so I can look at them. I have one that's got the mouth closed, one that's got the mouth opened. And for those of you guys, I think most of you guys have seen it, but it's somewhere here. I've got so many pages of this book done. And guys, do check out Beckoned. My cover for Beckoned is available. The link is in the description. Really proud of how that cover came out. Here we go. Yeah, this is the kind of werewolves that we've got in Nosfero, my friend. This is what it's all about, man. We've got savage werewolves. I'm not going to have a werewolf be, the namesake of Mr. Malin without it having a little bit of savagery in it, a little bit of intensity. It can't just be it can't just be an easygoing werewolf. But yeah, man, it might have been Timmy Mello for all. You might be right on that. Yeah, Howling for the win, indeed. Yes, guys, check out Beckoned. Yeah. No's Father Figures, a wholesome art book. I'm telling you what, guys, it is, it's so funny because, when I think about this stuff, we need strong men. We need strong father figures in our stories. We really, really need that. And it's such a shame that people don't know how to write those characters. And I think about how many great father figures there were, particularly in the Christopher Reeve Superman. His relationship with his father and his father's passing really told you a lot about how big of an influence that character's father was on him. And it's weird to be writing something that is after like all of us looking at entertainment and just going, when is someone going to do this? To be seeing all these pages as the final section of the book comes together. To be seeing these pages come together, I cannot tell you what a big experience it's been for me working on this. This is so much bigger than anything I've ever experienced. And I was thinking, if someone were to ask me, what is your highlight of your career, your professional career? Right now, as it stands, it's Nosfero and you guys backing it and supporting it and pushing it where it needs to go. That's it. Like, that is right now the highlight for me. Yeah, we need women who want men to be men. Absolutely. I think we have I will tell you this, John. I know we've talked about this. I know we've covered it. I think we have an abundance of women desperate for men to be men. I really think that we just have to keep, stepping up, Aloha, Past Master Dan. Great to see you, my friend. Yes, indeed. Do hit like on the stream. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, I think that's the case. I think it is incredibly disappointing to see what is being offered up right now as, in a male substitute, dare I say. And I think that there's no shortage of good men out there, and there are a lot of men I know who are working very hard, to be the best they can be every single day. That's with art, that's with their commitments, that's with, every opportunity that you get as a father and a husband, or as someone who's aspiring to be those things, which I can recall very clearly being. And if you don't have work that makes you, and you don't see art around you that inspires you, it's something that it really does affect. It affects your trajectory, because we need great artwork. We need art, and we need artwork that is just offering simple heroism. You know what I mean? Simple acts of heroism can be everything for people. You never know what you're going to do for somebody that is going to make a big difference in their life. And I think we're presented with a lot of those opportunities. And sometimes we don't know, we don't notice them, or we don't think to take them. But they're all around us. There are plenty of those opportunities around. And I guess that's the thing I've been really thinking about, which is I don't remember who it was in CG. It very likely was Malin, but I'm not 100% sure, who said, we need more comics, and we need more great comics. We don't just need comics, period. We need great comic books, and we need people making them. And if you've got an idea for a great comic book, if you've got skill that you want to lend to this thing, then by God, get to work and start making books. And that's one of the big things that motivates me. That's one of the biggest things that motivates me. Oh, laugh out loud. I thought I was being accused of being a werewolf. It happens. It happens. And hey, Ladies Made Consumer, how are you doing, my friend? It's great to see you. I had a blast on your show talking about Ninja Turtles recently. That was great, man. You know how it is when you get to a certain age. I don't know if any of you guys are like this, but you get to a certain point and you just like, everything that happened either yesterday or 20 years ago is yesterday. So I'll be like, oh, it was great the other day. And someone will be like, that was 4 weeks ago, or that was last year. And I'll go, yeah, that's right. I knew that. But yeah, this is definitely when one of the villains of Nosfero's, childhood and formative years, Zerotep, and I love that name. It's Zero spelled with an X, and he's a real piece of work. To use the most appropriate piece I can use on a Sunday. Although I should say peace be with you all. I mean, that's proper for a Sunday, I suppose. But no, I mean, he's one of those characters who really, who just gets his comeuppance, who's playing around with human beings, meddling in people's lives, messing with powers that he steals from a far more nefarious villain, who is Almun Al-Hazared, who is our big, creepy, mummy vampire originator of the undead in the world of Nosfero. And I guess that's something I definitely want to talk about today, because, or at least, mention, is you're going to be getting so much story in this book. And when I was reading Razorfist's book, The Long Moonlight, which I think the sequel to that is coming out soon, and I intend to do a video talking about the book at some point, because I was actually really impressed by it. It's a great sort of new Iron Age pulp, book. Was you actually get to witness, there's a lot of plot in the story, a ton of plot, but you get to witness the character's evolution in it. And it's great, man. It's great. I love it, man. Let's see. Oh, no, I don't think I brought that question up, although it's still a very important piece for world building as well as personality molding for Nosfero. It's a good question, nonetheless. Absolutely. Phil, how much apologizing did you have to do to the girlfriend last night? Oh, God, how much trouble did you get into? In the South, we use bless his heart. Yes, absolutely. Bless his heart. Yeah. I've had my heart blessed many a time, and again, Hunch, thank you for being a member. Timmy Mello, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it, you guys. But yeah, I mean, it is, that is, bless your heart. And the other one I got a lot was, that boy ain't right. Oh my gosh, man. Those are the days. Those are the days, man. But no, I mean, it's an interesting thing, because I think that when I was reading the story, and actually I should say I got the audio book so that I could hear Razorfist read it, because I mean, come on, man, you can't get a Razorfist audio book that there's an audio book where he reads it and not at least check it out. And what was so cool about it is that you see this character who, I don't think I'm giving anything away by saying he's a thief, and he goes through this experience from being kind of this snarky character with morals. He's not like some obnoxious little punk or anything like that by any stretch. He's had some experiences, they lay that stuff out, but you actually get to see things that shift his demeanor throughout the story, and thoughts about cause and consequence, thoughts about loss, thoughts about can you change who you are fundamentally. And it's a really fun story and a great little peek inside of Razorfist's imagination. And it was great. It was a great read. And I started thinking about how important it is in this first book and how the book is designed, that you get a lot of plot. You learn a ton in this book. Every page, there's something that tells you something about the world. And that's really important to me, Let me see here. All right. What's up, Citizen Ronan? Good to see you, my friend. Oh, gosh. It's descending. It's descending into madness in the chat. But that's good, because I like the madness. I like the death. I like the misery, to quote Jean-Claude Van Damme's Cyborg. And one of you maniacs posted a link on Twitter to Big Bad Toy Store that there's going to be a Jean-Claude Van Damme action figure. And I can neither confirm nor deny whether or not I'm interested in owning it. So I'll let you guys ponder that. Sometimes I see, them coming out with action figures and things like that, and I just think, why couldn't they have made that, 20 years ago? I would have loved that thing. I mean, it doesn't stop me from buying it now, let me be clear, but oh my gosh, you know how it is. But yeah, and I will tell you this, guys, if you're a fan of my work, and if you're a fan of what I do here, one of my paintings I am probably most proud of is the one of the variant covers for the new campaign Beckoned. So if you have saw me work on that painting and you were like, where can I get this painting? That painting is available on the Beckoned campaign. Check it out. It is great. And yes, John, check out Amanda B's YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to it. That's what we do here. We try to back each other's plays, and it's a really cool thing to see artwork and to see a fan culture that is what fandom always was. A lot of different kinds of people coming together to talk about the stuff we're into and not devolve into, political nonsense, in terms of just being so focused on politics. And that was a thing that I was really thinking about when I was reading these books, is that when you read really great fiction and you read just fun fiction, it takes you to another place and you start picturing the characters. And I wanted to do some sketches, which I've done a little bit of that, inspired by it as I was listening to it, because and I've listened to it now a couple of times, because the more I listen to it, the more I start to get a sense of those worlds. The more I get a sense of, that this is a serious, not serious, but a well described and visualized world. And one of the things that was great about audiobooks for me, as someone who had dyslexia, was when I finally got to the point when I was listening to audiobooks where I was seeing the images in my head, and design, coming up with what I thought the characters looked like, which I loved. Oh, that reminded me, I have to stream today. I know how that is, Amanda. Absolutely. For the fans and old fan, what is it? And of the fans. You're absolutely right. Yes. Sorry. God, I can't read anything. Abraham Comicscape. Indeed. Hell yeah, 80s. I've got the Shadow of the Empire for the N64, so I'll be playing that so I don't fall asleep. Amen. Laugh out loud because you had nothing else on your plate to worry about, Amanda B. Amen. Yeah. I thought he was going to say wife and kids, but artwork. Okay, I see where you're going, Chuck. Yeah, you know how it is. What time are you going live? Yeah, absolutely. Amanda B, 3 p.m. Eastern time. There you guys have it. My brother has dyslexia. He's a hell of a mechanic. Yeah, I will tell you this, guys. It's such a strange thing because because of YouTube and because of, you know, the accessibility of audiobooks. Like I remember having to track audiobooks down at Borders back in the day, Barnes and Noble, and before that Walden Books. It was always so frustrating because, you know, you would want a book to be an audiobook and sometimes it wouldn't be there, or there was an old book that was kind of out of print. And it was really, really frustrating. And now you can really get some great stuff. I mean, you can really get a hold of this stuff. And sometimes you can get really good classics you can listen to on YouTube that are in the public domain and, LibriVox recordings and things like that. And so, but yeah, I will tell you this, the way that we really will move the needle is in backing creators financially. And there's, you know, being a creator carries with it, you know, a lot of things, a lot of work, a lot of pressure of, you know, making something great that people want to read. And I always think that it's so important for us, you know, to put the money in and try to, you know, and let me be really clear about this. It's not about buy the stuff you want to buy the stuff you're into. Okay. Don't buy it because that's not the kind of party we're doing here. Okay. Buy stuff because you're into it, not because you feel like some weird, you know, obligation that you have to buy it because of whatever. Okay. This is about entertainment and enjoyment. But if you do love something, if you do love something, let it go. No, if you do love something, and if there's a creator you're a fan of, like Razorfist or anybody, Ethan, whoever else, you know, Jeremy with BECKONED, Michael Bancroft, you know, anybody, do what we do here that is different and important is, and you saw this with Eric July, you know, who refers to it as this creative space we're in. We vote with our wallets. That's the difference. We don't vote with our mouths. We don't vote with our tweets. We vote with all those things are useful. We vote with our wallets. And so I backed that book. I got the audiobook and the hardcover so I could have it in my house because I want to be able to talk about it. And I want more for a creator. It's a big thing to see that you've got new customers, new people buying your fiction, buying your work and supporting you, just like all of you guys who've become members of the channel. Thank you so much for that. But it's one of those things that I was just thinking about. How cool would it be if, you know, Razorfist, you know, looks around and he goes to check how his book is doing. And it's like, oh, wow, I got a bunch of new sales. Where are these coming from? You know, where are all these people coming from? Because he has a lot of fans, you know, and I know he's doing really well. But I want to say I thought about it. I've listened to the book a few times now, and I really have to say I enjoyed it. That's the biggest thing I could say. It's not about a critique. It's not about, oh, you know, when I wondered about this thing, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. And when you're not having a good time with a story and a story isn't aesthetic, it just takes you out of it, man. Oh, that's right. I keep needing to back Nosfero, says Stephen Rockwood. That's right. Yes. Black Rose Comics YouTube channel. Absolutely. David Dominguez's Cerebrum. Absolutely right there. Please back it, or Cerebrum, depending on how you want to pronounce it. At its core, it could have been a cool, but they took gold, turned it to dust. Okay, hold on a second. I'm looking here. Oh, LibriVox is usually pretty solid. Yeah, listen to Treasure Island. Not too long. I haven't listened. Wow, I love Treasure Island. I have not thought to listen to it on LibriVox. Sleep Stream Expert, Dale Keown. Absolutely. I loved that stream. That was one of my favorite videos I made. Cranberry Langer's YouTube channel. Yes, do check it out. Waldo lost me a while ago. I found Waldo books once. Oh, wait. Yes, indeed. Razorfist YouTube channel. Yeah, guys, we're having a good time. That's what it is. What's up, Skip Edwards? How are you doing this fine Sunday? I hope you are well. Check out Stephen Rockwood's drawing channel. Great time lapses on there of him working. Let's see here. Tim Mello, if it were up to me, I'd have backed a ton of comics, but money is something absolutely you have a limited amount of. Got to get that rent paid first. And that is never lost on us. Absolutely right. You know, we appreciate it, but it's like, if you guys can help get the word out about all these projects and get more people, you know, to check it out, that's all the best, you know. Paulus Arts, it's great to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Hail to you on this fine Sunday. And that's the thing that was so exciting to me about it, because I know Razorfist as a commentator. I know he loves video games. I know he loves Pulp. We have a lot of things that we both love. But seeing his artwork, or his, his writing, which is his art, was just really exciting and really cool. Let's see if I can get that to be angled right. There we go. And I have to tell you guys, I was blown away by what he did. I was blown away by the world he's clearly into, and you can see that really in the audiobook. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, because when I put it this way. Some people say when you're a fan of somebody that you can read their work with kind of rose-colored glasses on. And I actually think the way I would compare it to, in terms of when you're reading people's work, is it's sort of like watching, your kid on stage at a concert, or watching a friend of yours going to like a stand-up comedy show or something like that, where a friend of yours is performing. You have this kind of feeling the entire time of nerves for the person, and thinking, oh, please stick the landing on this. Oh, please don't let this be a disaster. Please don't, have a terrible time on stage, and all of that sort of stuff. And it's actually a relief when you get to the end of something and you go, I think that was good. I think I enjoyed that. And that is honest to God what happened to me with that story. I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. And I can't overstate that. Check it out. If you haven't checked it out, it is a blast. It is a serious blast. And you won't regret it. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. Nerves by proxy. You ain't kidding, guys. And John, thank you for dropping all of these links in the chat, man. You're going haywire. I love it. Yeah, check out all of these great things. John the Link Slayer, dropping more links than Oscar Mayer. That's right. This is the thing, is that I want people to do well, but you can't turn off, when you're reading stuff, you can't turn off the fact that it's whether you're having a good experience with it. And or not. And I'm one of those people to where when a book's got to kind of capture me, as much as I like doing genre stuff, if it gets too bogged down in certain conventions of genre, sometimes I'm like going, ooh, it just takes you out of the story. And it had a really good mix. And I also don't want stuff to be ashamed of being genre work either. That's the weird thing about it. So it was a great mix, and I can't wait to get the hardcover so I can really have the full-blown Pulp experience with the illustrations. I think it's going to be great, man. I think it's going to be great. 100%. My brother is an author. I haven't finished the book because each chapter is like, if I don't finish it, it can't get bad. That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. It's exactly what I'm talking about. It hasn't, and so far, though, that is exactly how I feel about this, man. That is exactly how I feel. It is, you think if it can't, if I stop now, hang on, let me move my mic because I'm on it and cackling like a crazy person. But it is, that was exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking that, oh, this is great. And I'm like, do I want to keep going? Like, is it going to be good? And, how weird will it be, to just look at somebody of, that you really enjoy their work. I love everything he does, and just be like, oh man, you know Pulp so well, you know storytelling so well. It's weird that you're not delivering on it really well, and that was not the case. Thank God. I mean, just for the entertainment value, the more good stuff that's out there, the better we all are. So I'm always grateful to find new good stuff, and it was great, man. It was just fun. I had a great time with it. Just a really great time. And I recommend it. It has my endorsement for what that's worth. But yeah, I just enjoyed it. And if you're looking for a fun Pulp story, of which there are going to be more in the series, then do check it out. Hey, babe.
Hello.
How's it going? Can you say hi, Comicsgate?
Hi, Comicsgate.
There you go. What's up, Enrique Cabrera? How are you doing? Hail to you. It is great to see you here. And yes, indeed. Hail, hail, hail. Everybody saying hello. Dropping tons of links. There you go. So there you go. Mrs. Ingetti just said hello, hi Comicsgate to you. It's not that hard. And everybody's saying hello, Mrs. Ingetti. We appreciate it, man. I will make sure she sees this. So yeah, thank you guys. It's Sunday in the Ingetti household. Everybody is working and doing lots of good stuff, and grateful. We're just getting a lot of things organized. I really worked hard organizing the studio, which has basically been a mess since I moved all the stuff from my office down from my office where I was teaching to here. It has just been piled up, and then I went straight into getting Nosfero together and getting that campaign ready. And so it was kind of funny. Like, it's like the last thing I really put a lot of, had time to do was just get the streaming situation set up, start streaming, start painting, start writing, start, creating, start, getting everything built. And it has been really great to look around this office and not have it be just piles of trash. I can get to my books. It's great stuff, But yeah, absolutely. I love seeing it, guys. I want to have my buddy do the audiobook version for my brother's book. Oh, that would be awesome. Yes, indeed. Everybody's saying hail and much love. Yeah, much love in the Ingetti house. That's right. We love you guys. Thank you for backing this book, and thank you for being here. Thank you for all the super chats and memberships and all the great stuff you do. It is never lost on us. We put it to good use, and we're working our tails off to make sure this stuff is great for you. That is ultimately what it comes down to, because that's what we need to do. We need to make it's not enough for us to do average here. Like, we can't do that. We've got to do stuff that is that's really here's the funny thing. When I say average, let me just say this. It's not enough for us to do stuff that's just solid. We got to do stuff that is fun. We've got to have a great time. When we're going to be inspiring and we're going to be positive, we've got to be positive. We've got to make people go, holy cow, I feel inspired and I feel ready to go out and tackle my day. And I just don't think it can be said enough that what is missing in entertainment is the entertainment part of it. And I don't if there's one thing I can say about Nosfero is I put a lot of thought into this book. Obviously, you can't create anything without putting some thought into it, let alone a book that you're writing and illustrating. But the biggest aspect of it is it's trying to entertain you. It's trying to put some beauty in front of your eyeballs and make you excited about art and about story and about adventure and about fiction. And for me, that is a very noble thing to pursue. I don't see that as a small thing. I think anybody who is trying to entertain people and take them away from whatever their stresses are of the day is doing great work, because I know how much it meant to me. I know how much all of that, the entertainment and pop culture I read that was good meant to me, and I just can't overstate that, man. Like, make your days count, and make the stuff that you give your time to entertainment wise, make sure it's stuff that is enriching your day and enriching your life. Let's see what we've got happening here. We have got, oh my gosh, all these links, all this stuff. We've got links to Jimmy Reyes's. Jimmy wants to disappear, but what's up with that? Jimmy Reyes's YouTube channel. What happened? I'll probably back Nosfero the last day before it closes. I finally just backed Kozor the other day. Excellent. Yeah, man. Kozor's awesome. Yes, to aspire to greater art. Yes, and Terror in the Trenches by Vaughn. Yeah, guys, this is really what it comes down to. If you know somebody who is funny or entertaining or inspiring or whatever it is, that is important to you, whatever it is that speaks to you, what that, means to you. It means a lot. Somebody who can, tell a great joke or crack you up or inspire you in any shape, form, or fashion. So I will always say to people that it is no small feat to entertain ever. It is no small feat to entertain. And that's the thing I always think is the best. Like, I remember saying to my students, I said, what did you think when I was teaching? I was like, what do you think the biggest issue is in entertainment right now? And they said, there's so much choice. It's hard to know where to go. And I said, so do you think there's a lot of it? And they said, yeah, there's a ton of it. And I said, well, okay, here's my next question. Do you feel entertained? And there was like total silence. You know, people were just like really gave that a thought. Like, do you feel entertained? Do you feel like all the abundance of choice you have at the end of the day, do you feel like you are being entertained? And that's how you do it. Like when you get a comic book, like that was the thing. It was so funny. I really had to turn off a lot of my analytical brain when I was listening to it, like, which is a natural thing for me to do when I'm listening to storytelling. And just, you know, I was listening to it. I made sure I was enjoying the story. And when it was over, I was, you know, I said, wow, I was entertained. I was entertained by that. I want to listen to it again. And I want to think about it. And I want to, you know, go and see if I can do some paintings or something inspired by it. And that's great, man. That's the stuff that makes it all fun. So right here, I'm painting this little cell right here where Greylock is, or Malin Fenrir is locked and away in this cell. And it's an interesting thing because he's been in that cell since he was a kid, since he was, you know, and we don't get into this too much in Nosfero, but it's in the first issue, I should say. But he was locked away in this cell, and he is, in many ways, he has every reason to not particularly have a lot of sympathy if you were to think about it. Or maybe this goes to one of those at the heart of humanity kind of things. If you have a bad experience, does it give you sympathy for other people who go through it, or does it make you take some kind of twisted, you know, pleasure that you're not alone, that other people have to suffer too? Now, most of the people I've met have been, I mean, later in life anyway, have been decent and have not wanted to see people go through tough things that they go through. And that is certainly what motivates this werewolf character. But he's been locked in this, and he's like going, this is what I wish I had someone to take care of me, to rescue me from this. And that's a huge factor of what drives his character. And it's just a beautiful, to me, it's a very beautiful thing. You know, it's a beautiful thing to see a character who is, you know, is like, I want to, if I ever get out of this cell, if I ever get out of this, if me and that other character ever get out of it, Nosfero, then I want to give him a better life. And I want to help him. And I want to be there to take care of him and protect him like I wish I'd had. And it's like, hell yeah, man. That's what makes the world go around. Let's see who's here. What's up? There it is. Ink Art. Good to see you. Gary Martin, the main man, the can of spam. It's all about money. I've got your comic book inking book, I believe, in my line of sight. I think it's right. Yep. The Art of Comic Book Inking is right over there on my bookshelf that I just set up. So it's great to see you, Gary. How you doing, man? I would be entertained if you eat a pound cake. Let me tell you something. I was thinking about that stream the other day, man. That was hilarious. God, we had fun on that stream, man. And look at you guys now, man. Look at you guys now. 100K. It's going to be great. Yeah, Bros for Life. That's how it goes, man. We all need mentors in our lives. A pity so few of us get them. Well, this is the crazy thing, right? If you look to your left and you look to your right and you don't see any mentors around, give it a shot. You might be the mentor in the room. You might be the person, you know, who needs to do the mentoring. And I've met a lot of people like that. I've met so many guys who have been, so many men and so many women, I'm sure, but it's so many guys in this particular instance who have, you know, told stories of, it's like, you know, they're great mentors. They're amazing, you know, people. And then you kind of say, hey, well, you know, where'd you learn this? Like, was your dad like a mentor? And they're like, oh, I didn't have any men in my life. And that's why I started doing this. I knew what I needed. I knew what I wanted. And I knew, you know, that I needed to go and do this for people. And that's some powerful stuff there. And those are the people I admire. And those are the characters I want to highlight. It doesn't take but a couple of sentences in a story to make some character great. You know what I mean? Everybody's giving love to Gary Martin, our man, Ink Art 1. It's great to see. Speaking of mentors, yeah, indeed. I think it was the first Sean, Gabe, and Gary stream I caught last year. Oh yeah, it was me eating pound cake. Yeah, that was hilarious. I always give other people my unsolicited expertise. It happens. Hey, I live in New England. That's pretty much our you know, that's pretty much our regional sport is giving advice. it's it's one of those things. And I really do think that it can be in comics, right? And when we're doing all this stuff, it can be a major factor in people's improvement, people getting to see other artists work. You see people giving advice and trying to get people inspired about improving what they're doing. And that's huge for me. Like, that's a huge factor in terms of and my own improvement and how I got to where I got was saying, hey, okay, oh, maybe I need to work on this. So now let me take a look at this. And guys, if I can say one thing about painting real quick, or maybe not real quick, if I can say one thing about painting, the one thing that kind of amazes me about it, and I understand because I was there as well, is that you can change things in painting. You can fix things in painting. If you decide, like, I just looked at this panel and I went, Shant, you should probably move that up. It is never to look. Oh, shoot, I'm not doing it on frame. Hang on a second. I thought I should move that figure up that I just put in there. It is never impossible to do. You can always move figures around. I do it all the time when I'm working. I'll go, oh, you know what? That should be there. Because I have a loose layout, I have a composition, but when the physics or the sweet science of the composition changes, because you're doing it larger and you're blowing it up, I always go, fix it. Just fix it. And that's the thing for me on this panel. I just thought, you know what? I should probably move that up just a little bit. And that's going to be better. There we go. Because the composition is... the composition changes when you're making it happen. New England sport, giving unsolicited advice, high tone, uppity voice constantly. It's more like I have an idea. I don't want to say it though. It's on a Sunday. It's too early. I think that was the first news I gave. Yes, indeed. I always give other people unsolicited advice. New England voice constantly. The great thing about painting and art is how it's so easy. Yes, that's exactly right, man. That is the trick. That is the trick. Bob Ross would say that. He would say anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. And it's a funny thing, right? My friend and plumber, John, is coming by to do some work with the heating system in our house, which I'm having trouble with. And one of the things I always say about it is that it really is just it's the skill, it's the discipline, it's the putting stuff together and learning how to do these things over time. It's the repetition. And I really do think that, how do I word this? I wouldn't encourage anybody to go and be a plumber or to be a comic book artist unless they were willing to put in the insanely serious amount of work that you have to do to be good at it and to gain an understanding of the craft. It's a very weird thing to do. I'll be the first to say it, in terms of, you're writing these stories, you're imagining these stories, and you're trying to make something that's going to entertain somebody, and hopefully inspire them. And that's a lot. There's a lot to that. But it's one of those things that if you're passionate about it, there is it's so helpful and it's so important when there's good advice out there for you to get. And I always try to be as good of a resource as I can possibly be. When it comes to just showing people my process. Like, I'm showing you guys a lot of the stages that I wouldn't typically have ever shown anybody before. I mean, I'm not ever going to start, even when I was teaching, you don't often start a painting with an audience, and say, all right, well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a whole painting right now. And I'm just going to start and show the thought process from beginning to end, because it's a lot, man. It's a lot to figure this stuff out, and you're doing it in real time with a camera right above you. And sometimes, as you'll see right now, let me move this up. I've got to increase my ability to. I got to increase my ability to. See if I can get that to focus. There we go. My ability to move around without getting it out of frame. But I think a lot of times, there's parts of it that we don't want to show, parts of our layout phase or whatever else. And it's always great when you've got this the ability to have that camera hover and show people this early stage, because this is the part that people, when they see the detailed finishes, they can't believe. They're like, wait a second, so you just you start with scribbles when you do this stuff? And I go, yeah, I'm trying to get the mood. Anybody who's a long time watcher on this channel, a channel member, or hell, just subscribed, please do subscribe if you haven't yet, by the way, knows what I'm talking about. It's you guys see it, warts and all, how it works. A werewolf with a shattered wall of his prison cell climbing out of it. That's how it all starts. Now everyone can do it. It's easy, guys. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Yeah. Hail. At least we don't live in the frozen civilization. Oh my gosh. Nah, guys. Funny enough, you guys said it right, man. So my plumber John and I were talking the other day. I called him. I said, hey, this is what's up, dude? And I know it's Thanksgiving week, and I know you're busy because everybody's having guests over, so everybody's calling with every plumbing problem you could possibly have. And bless him for being such a good dude and looking after us. But he said to me, he goes, so did you hear about the weather they're having in Buffalo? And he told me at that point it was just 2 feet, and I was like, oh man, 2 feet of snow. That's like a rough way to start your winter. And now I'm like 6 feet. Are you kidding me? That is rough. If we've got any comics gators and we got any folks who are fans of the channel who are up in Buffalo, guys, sending my best wishes to you. Seriously, that ain't no joke. Hope everybody's got power and everybody's being taken care of, and look after the elderly folks in your neighborhood. Make sure they're getting dug out and they're looked after. We have to do that kind of stuff when things get hairy out there. And it sounds like it's out of control up in Buffalo. Actually, that was one of the things John was talking about. He was saying, on I think it was, he said a couple of years ago, he was working on Christmas Eve because an elderly woman who is someone who he's done work for said, my heat is out. And so that's where he found himself. Christmas Eve, he's there till 1 a.m. getting her heat working, because you got to take care of people. But yeah, that's a serious amount of snow, even for Buffalo. That's like we're getting into Canada snow territory there. And I know Buffalo ain't that far, but you know what I'm saying. Let me see here. FTR, no relation to the plumber. There you go. Yeah, drawing. Not everyone can do it. Agrees, blah, blah. Yeah, laugh out loud. 2 feet. Yeah, 2 feet. Stephen Rockwood's Canadian. I knew you were going to say that, man. Yeah, I hope you're safe and warm. Ship me some wings. Oh, chicken. Gotta love it. Gotta live for chicken, man. Chicken's the good stuff. Chicken is good stuff. It's true. Yeah, Canada has given me many good things, man. I love Canada. Canada gave us Todd McFarlane, gave us Travis Charest, gave us Stuart McLean, man. I love Stuart. He's the man. We listen to his stuff every Christmas and miss him. Wish he was still with us. Total treasure of a human being. And his stories, his David Morley stories, are fantastic bits of Canadian culture for those of you guys who have never heard it before. If you want to hear something great to listen to, it is like he's like the James Stewart of radio, man. He's got great stuff. Dave Cooks a Turkey is still one of the greatest radio comedy shows I've ever seen. What is up, Ellie? How are you doing? Hail waffles, indeed. I'm actually thinking about getting some waffles in a little bit. Yeah, I hope you say blah blah. That's strong. Good, John. Great to see you there. I'm enjoying the screen on. Oh, I can't even imagine. We'll need to send an expedition team out there. You ain't kidding, Timmy Mello. Soon we'll find frozen woolly mammoth and cavemen out in the frozen wasteland. You ain't kidding, yeah. Dale Keown. Yeah, Dale Keown. Yeah, one of our favorite Canadians in the world, man. I cannot wait. Nickelback. Oh, listen. What is wrong with Nickelback, as that comedian famously said. Yeah, if you love Nickelback, you're welcome here. If you don't, you're welcome here. We support all kinds. Yeah, Dale's amazing. I really hope we get that Pit Omnibus, man. I know that they're going through the files and seeing what's doing, with it, I'm sure at this point. Because that's a big undertaking. For those of you guys, if we've got any Frank Frazetta fans in the house, and I kind of think we do, Toshin just announced that they just listed it on Amazon for pre-order. They're, speaking of money, $200 completest Frank Frazetta book. If you've never had a Taschen book, they did like the complete works of Leonardo da Vinci, the complete works of Vermeer, the complete works of Michelangelo. They are doing the complete works of Frank Frazetta, a gigantic coffee table book, which for Taschen means it's a book that you could use as a coffee table. So if any of you guys are Frazetta fans, I think it's called The Fantastic Worlds of Frank Frazetta is the title of the book. Check that out. It looks like it's going to be great. I know Sarah Frazetta said they've been working on it for a long time. Frank's granddaughter, who I think was on Frega's show at some point. But guys, holy cow. This may be the book we've been waiting for. The definitive reference quality Frank Frazetta book, man. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Del Keown, yes. Trump is back on Twitter and all the communist brains are broken. I can imagine. Twitter is a psychological case study right now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, guys, it looks great. And it's going to be a phone book. I mean, it's going to be an absolute phone book. Hang on one second here. But yeah, I mean, I'm really, really excited about that book. I heard about it not long ago, and I was just like, oh man, like I hope that book comes out. I can't wait to see it, because you hear dream projects every now and again, you know, and you think, oh, maybe that's going to come out, and it's advertised now, which means the tremendous undertaking of scans, high quality stuff, color correction, all that is underway, and we're going to have an absolutely outstanding Frazetta book soon, I think. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. But guys, for those of you guys who wonder, and I know a lot of you guys are interested in painting and art, for those of you guys who wonder, this is what it is about. Like, this is, I'm roughing in the forms, I'm roughing in the shapes. If I had to think about my paintings from, oh, this is a finished painting and I'm now filling it in, I couldn't do it, guys. All of the stuff that you've seen me do, where's the page that, I know I've shown you guys this page a little bit this week, but I've done a ton on it. But when I'm doing a painting like this right here, the thing that is making it work and the thing that makes it last and come together starts with these scribbles right here that you're seeing. You know what I mean? Like, this is what makes these pages work, is the stuff you're seeing me start doing right now. And so, you guys can see the influences and the things I'm passionate about. And yeah, I sent that to Rob Arnold because, Rob and I know Stephen Rockwood, you as well, were very concerned. So I'm here to take care of you. You know that. Yes, link to the Fantastic Worlds of Frank Frazetta via Amazon. Thank you, Timmy Mello. I do appreciate it. I ordered the Frazetta book the moment it got added. There you go. Whoa, sounds excellent. Yeah, it does. I've purchased a forklift to help me read it. You ain't kidding. I appreciate the behind-the-scenes art. Anna is funny when she calls out other artists who are trying to keep their technique a mystery. Yeah, Anna and I are kindred spirits in that way, man. Guys, it's silly. It's like, look, if people don't want to, paint in front of people, I totally get that. But come on, man, it's dumb. Just work and talk to people. You will find people want to buy and back your stuff and support you more. It's if you get to know them, go out there and try to get to know people and share your work with them. I have never been somebody who, when I was out anywhere and somebody saw my work and wanted to ask me questions about it, I've never been the kind of person to ignore that or not take time to try to help when I can. Someone asked me what kind of paper I used the other day on Twitter. They were just like, what kind of paper are you using? And I took the time to go and try to post a link. I can't do it I can't do it all the time because, frankly, I'm not going to see every single time someone asks me a question. But when I see it, I do my best to try to answer questions. I'm not like, well, I said it on a previous stream. Go look it up. That's just not my thing, guys. I don't. That's not something I've ever been really into because, you just don't know. You never know. Some young kid asks you a question or something like that, about like, oh, hey, how do I do this? How do I make this work? It's like, I remember being that kid. You know what I mean? And And I've always been somebody who, when I see artwork and I connect with artists, I've always wanted to back and buy and support their stuff. Hell, that's going back to the Razor Fist thing. That's why I backed that book. I'm like, I will give it a shot because I like this dude. And the worst thing that will come out of it is I support this person's work by buying this book. If it's not a great book, it's not going to be the first one I haven't read. You know, I've read some bad books in my time, but it's worth it. It's worth it to try to support this. And I was pleasantly surprised. And it's very strange, you know. But all of Bob Ross's artwork is in at their headquarters. I forget where, but it's in just boxes. But I will tell you what, if there's ever a Bob Ross exhibition that I can get to, I will get in a car and drive there to see it because I want people to know I love that stuff. More of this, please. More of this freaking positivity, right? And what's up, Sark? It is great to see you. Indeed. 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 Yeah, put that on screen for a while. I'm not reading that. Son of Liberty killed me. Oh, my God. Holy cow. 200 is a bit much, especially since I spent 120. Oh my gosh, for Moscow Volume 2 Collection Kung Fu. I will tell you this. And let me answer this from a member, General Piggy. It's great to see you. Yes, my art books will come signed. You will get those signed, period. I've got the boxes of them right over there, by the way, speaking of, because they were printed already. So they're already over there. And it's great to see you. Yes, they will. But yeah, $200 is a lot of money. What I'll say with Toshin, guys, for those of you guys who are looking at it and going, that's a lot of money. Toshin books, because they're mass produced, once those orders come in, those prices will start to drop. So if you can't afford it, know that it's a Toshin book, which means it will be in circulation. Unlike some of the earlier Frazetta books that sold out, you will get a chance to buy it, and it will come down in price. Or they may even make a smaller version of it, which they've been known to do. This is what I imagine the blade work looks like. John, imagine. Gotcha. I probably read it that way either way. Stephen Rockwood, I asked John some painting advice and he slapped me. I hope not. Don't make me come over there, Stephen Rockwood. You know I've shared your artwork on my stream, man. I played your time lapse. Salutations, my friend, to John. Absolutely, we salute John. Yeah, you never know if it was everything they could muster to reach out and ask for advice. Yeah, you absolutely don't know, and you're right, Aldion. Bob Ross is amazing. Agreed. Hill Piggy. Jeremy, Ice and Fire 33. I love seeing this, man. Jeremy, I feel like, are you in heaven right now, Jeremy? Are you in heaven with the acclaim, success, and quality of a George R.R. Martin television project that everyone wants to see? I was just listening to a Critical Drinker talking about it, and every time I hear someone talk positively about it, I go, my brother, Jeremy Ice and Fire, must be thrilled, must be excited, and enjoying himself. Literally just got a message from Dale about the omnibus. Phil, excellent, brother. That's excellent. Oh, yeah, Phil. I'm telling you, man, I'm so glad you're involved in that because I know you love it, and I know you give things the care they deserve, guys. The sign-up list, if I'm not, or email for Phil, are you a mod? I think you're a mod, but the sign-up for Lost Pages is, I think, up. If I'm incorrect, let me know. And please go and check it out, Phil. Drop that link if it hasn't been dropped yet. Yes, indeed. Check out his Jeremy's YouTube channel for all of the coolest stuff on House of Dragons. It's going to be great, man. Let me see here. Hello, my friends. Indeed. Yeah, a bit loud. Yeah. Is the channel going nuts? I bet it is. Yeah, CG Vacation is still there. Phil's YouTube channel. And I think that stuff is going on. Oh, and I had a question for you, Shanth. I'll DM you after the stream. Okay. Ooh, sounds cool. All right. I'm looking forward to it, brother. And you can text me too. You got my number, right? Just shoot me a text, man. Yeah, yes, indeedy. Yeah, hail General Piggy, indeed. Yep, felt the same way with Ricada and Tug. Exactly. That is exactly what it is. You see people who are passionate about stuff and they make it happen, and it's great. Citizen Ronan, it's great to see you, my friend, by the by. What's up, Teflon Ron? How you doing, brother? Nothing sticks to Teflon Ron. Hail chat, hail shot, hail to you, my friend. CG, got a package in the mail there. Holy cow. Hold on a second here, folks. I can't show this because I don't want to dox myself, but I just got a very important secret package in the mail, guys. I just got a very important thing in the mail here. This just in, folks. This just in. I don't know what it is. I don't know who it's from. There's a strange symbol on it. All right, we're going to have to wonder. I don't know what that is. We're just going to have to wonder, folks. That's right. Yes, get the CG vacation getaway, the X-ray glasses you ordered. Yeah, I'm working on it. Good afternoon as well to everybody. It's great to see you guys here. So, yeah, we're going to have to ponder. What could it be? What could it be? Indeed. Ooh. Oh, I think it is, folks. I think it is Hail Salad. That's right. Indeed, Joseph Dredd. Hail Comicsgate. Indeed. And hail to you, my friend. It's good to see you, Ellie. How are you doing, Ellie? It's good to see you this morning, by the way. I know I saw you earlier, but I don't know if I said hail and said hello. But yes, it is Hail Salad. And guys, if you haven't checked out Boots and Heels, and a really cool animated trailer just dropped for that. And it looks really, really great. I tell you what, guys, I want to see, after I saw that animated trailer, I was thinking, man, I want us to crowdfund an animated, 30-minute episode of that, a pilot episode. I would love to see that, man. That got me amped. I would love to see a pilot episode of that animated show. I mean, you kind of got, it was like an animated show introduction, for heaven's sake, when you saw it. It took me back, man, but it would be so cool to fund something like that. Man. Yeah, guys, check out Camel Moon's Boots and Heels if you haven't yet. And I'm looking forward to cracking open Hail Salad, man. I know it's going to be a riot, man. But looking forward to it. I actually backed it the night he closed the campaign, the night of the closeout. So that was a lot of fun. And I know Boots and Heels Camel's put in so much thought and so much world building into that story. It is great. What's up, David B? Good to see you. It's going to get so easy to do animation with machine learning. You ain't kidding. I bet you you're right. And what's up, Joseph Dredd? It is good to see you. I love that symbol, man. Love it. By the way, I will tell you, Joseph Dredd, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. What did you think of the Dredd movie? I really liked it, man. I really liked it. Yeah, they were hilarious. I have to say I was curious where they were going to go with it. And I really think that the acting in it was great. And I think they did a lot with a little. I don't think it had the biggest budget, but I thought it looked great. But let me know. I'm curious. Oh, nice. You liked it. Good. Yeah. Just the Gatling gun scene was insane enough. It was just great action, but I also loved the characters and the way it played out. Oh, nice. Excellent. Yeah, that's great. See, that's why I love the catch-up element of Comicsgate. If you want to catch up with books, you can, you can get I got, what was the book I recently got? Oh, I got, when I backed Terror in the Trenches, I got the hard copy of Monster MD. See how my brain fares at this hour, guys? My gosh. But I got got a hard copy of that because when I did a pinup that I can't show yet for a certain creator's pinup books that he doesn't like people showing the artwork. Is that cryptic enough for you? I did an illustration of a character in that book, and the illustration that I did, I needed to get the book in order to do it. And so Vaughn sent me a PDF of it, which was great because I had all the reference. And this is the thing. I had the story for free as a PDF, and I like it so much. I'm like, I need to have a hard copy of this. I need to have a physical copy of this book. Arroganape. All right, guys, I got to swing. Have a great day, Shanth and chat. You have a great day, Arroganape. It's great to see you. I wish they planned more Dredd movies. I agree 100%. I wanted a sequel for that. 100%, man. No doubt. Yeah, Dredd was the best of the Judge Dredd movies. I wondered why they never made a Dredd sequel. I agree. Yeah. Camel showed us El Pimpo Maximo, and we rejoiced. Then he showed us Platooth and ruined it all. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, take care, Arroganape. It's great to see you, my friend. But, yeah, I mean, it's there's just so much great stuff happening right now, and I feel like in terms of just Iron Age creators are just bringing their A game. And I think that, when I'm working on this book, the thing I was thinking is it's like people are going to see this there's always new people coming into CG. And Eric July brought a lot of new people into this space. Hail Eric July, by the way. And the thing about it for me is I think that every book we do has the potential to bring new fans in and get people to go, oh, comics are back. Comics are back. And that is what I think about when I'm painting this book. I try not to ever let it, you can't get yourself psyched out about what you're doing. And most of us who've been doing this for a while, it's like, this is my third Indiegogo, book after the art book. So I'm fairly comfortable with what I do. But I always say that focus on entertainment. Everything else, put it to the side. Focus on entertainment. Shanth, what are you painting, if I may ask? You can always ask. This is one of the pages for Nosfero the Cryptwalker. So it's one of the pages for my book. It's not a pinup for anything right now. And it's my fully painted comic book that's available right now on Indiegogo. Links in the description. And it's a book. It's a sword and sorcery. It's like Hammer Horror meets Frank Frazetta meets Solomon Kane meets all adventure stories. And that is basically, it's an all action, all adventure, sexy, fun, Lovecraftian, like all of that great stuff that I love. And this is what the stuff looks like. This is what it's about. It's about fantasy and vampires and werewolves and all that cool stuff. And the story is basically about this vampire culture in the world I've created, where they're trying to open doors to cosmic horrors, almost like cultists and Lovecraft. And under the discoveries of Amun al-Hazared, who is like the mad Arab in Lovecraftian stories, who crafts the Necronomicon. And gosh, I almost revealed that pinup I was talking about. And and so the story is about this this book that Nosfero is trying to get a hold of so he can get rid of it. And it's got elements of everything I love. Hell, even Evil Dead is a part of it, for that matter. And booty. What is up, Jim Cox? There are always waffles for you, my friend. I will play a super chat with the cheerleaders in the Waffle Lodge when we get there to that point. So I will do that just for you. The way you really see The Last Dread was in 3D. It was probably the second best 3D movie behind Avatar. Holy cow, man. I'd love to see that. And hail, Jim Cox. It's great to see you, my friend. And booty. Yeah, the book is going to be bootiful. There's no getting around it. Ripa didn't do it alone. Yes, absolutely. He had to pay people. Probably not a millionaire yet. Agreed. And by the way, hey, John and the rest of yous. Yeah, I will say this. I could see the exact moment when Ripa became a comic book publisher, because there's this little light in his eyes that kind of dimmed a little bit from the fatigue. Comics is rough, man. It's a lot. You guys know that, though. You live this stuff with us. I thought it was about see-through nightgowns. It's also about that. Make no mistake. Diaphanous nightgowns. Yeah, Timmy Miller. True. Ripa is awesome. Yeah, he is. Drawing, yeah, Dread is in 3D was sweet. Oh, guys, I missed it. I feel terrible, man. I wish I had seen that, because it had that vibe to it. Particularly, there was one scene I thought was really beautiful that maybe it isn't particularly noteworthy to some of you guys. But do you remember the scene where it shows the bike and he's going down the highway? I just thought that they made it feel like a completely believable future in that sequence. I just, that the shots in that were great. And I know it was, I know it was an action sequence and all those other aspects to it, but I just sort of felt like it really created a believable universe at that moment. But I bet it looked incredible in 3D. I mean, I really bet it looked incredible in 3D. I wish I had caught it. Honestly, really wish I had caught that in 3D. There's not a lot of movies I feel that way about, but I would say that one is a keeper for that. See if I can tilt that up a little bit there. There we go. That's a little bit better. Let's see here. Laugh out loud. Yeah, you see the income, then you start paying the bills and reality hits. Yeah, no, it's a funny thing, because that is why a lot of my heroes are the indie creators or the lower budget, filmmaking. So Vaughn and I, when we do horror at the Waffle Lodge, and Vaughn, I hope you're recovering, brother. I know he did a lot of work and he pulled his back, I think, and hopefully he's doing better. Gosh, I mean, that stuff happens and it's just like, it ain't fun. But I really do love Hammer Horror, and I love the stuff they do, because they put it all on the screen to entertain you, and that was the thing. And so those movies were fun and sexy and playful and, everything you could possibly want, from a flick. And when you look at that and you see, what's possible, I just say, I've got comics. I've got to pay, for printing. Yes, I've got to, pay myself for my time and all of that stuff. And no one's getting into this to make no, actually, no, I'm going to stop saying that. Yeah, because that's a very uncomicsgate thing to say, to be honest. Yeah, we're getting into this to make millions of dollars and make incredible stuff and be successful. We're absolutely doing it. And you guys are making that possible. You guys are putting us on that road, period. However, I love comic books and I love making this stuff more than anything. And I just want to create the best pulp entertainment that I can create. And this book is going to be that. This book is going to be, it's going to be that amp that goes to 11, folks. That is the key. Yeah, there we go. Foreground, middle ground, and background, guys. That's what it's all about here. Kind of curious if I'm going to shrink this werewolf down just a little bit in the background, just to force the perspective a little more. Not positive though. Right now he's all right. He's in good shape because the depth in this scene, it's kind of like I picture the scene as being shot in almost like telephoto lens, and that's how I look at it. Yeah, Hammer films were great. Yeah, Turner Classic Movies showed them all October. Oh, that's great. Blue Boy, what's up, my friend? Tip for artists selling work. I charge a 30% commission down payment that is non-refundable upon accepting a commission. This covers my materials costs minimum. Should they cancel? That is absolutely sound advice. Yeah, they must have filmed in Detroit, Trent. I remember Detroit those days. Laugh out loud. Yeah, you see when you start paying. Absolutely. Love Hammer movies. Shanth wants to work on Pulp until he is Pulp. Guys, you ain't kidding. Maybe that was part of it too. When reading Razor Fist book, that could have been part of it. Because I was also thinking, Razor Fist, man, you need to hire me to do some illustrations for this world. Because I would rock that shit, man. Like that would be right up my alley. Because I just think there's a lot of people who like painting fantasy and like doing that kind of stuff, but you really got to understand, the core of Pulp. I'm talking about George Rosen's early shadow covers and understanding what was so great about those. I love Steranko, of course, and I know Phil loves Steranko, to be sure. I love his stuff. It's great. But the soul that George Rosen put into his shadow covers is awesome. I mean, it is just unabashed Pulp. It's so good. It's not apologizing. It's not timid. It is just straight up, rocking and rolling. And that's the stuff I love. There we go. Let's kill this vampire bastard is basically what that panel is about right there. What is it we say in the South? That guy needs killing. That's all there is to it. Let me see here. John, depends on commissions, highly specific and unique, or is it something more universal like a large floral painting? There you go. Blue Boy, I see, indeed. Let me adjust my glasses. Unique custom painting specific to the customer usually will get scraped and the paint is reused. Yeah. As well as the surface material used, canvas or label. Yeah, I agree with that. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you got to. You can't. There is so much goes into doing this work, and I always say that's a big thing. It's we're at a certain point. There's a contractor. But that's what we are. We're independent contractors, and we have to make sure that we're not taking a loss on the things that we do. And I think if I can, if I may say, of course, I think that is the genius of Indiegogo as we do it. Like there is absolutely no way we could do this with pre-orders. Even though in CG we treat it on that level, that is not what these things are. It really is investment capital. And I'm going to tell you this, you're not just buying a book. A book's a perk. You are getting that book, but you're helping us to be able to afford to create it, the time and all that stuff that goes into it. And I think that, it's weird. Like I said, I can't imagine not shipping a product for that. Like that's still like, I'll never understand that. And not to get in the weeds on that whole thing, but it's like, it's not possible for Comicsgate. It's not possible for indie creators to do this without you guys as backers. And to me, backers are something special. There is not to knock customers by any stretch, but my 2 art books would not exist without my backers. And that was before I was making a comic and being able to, call upon, the support of Comicsgate and the eyeballs that come with that. I was doing stuff obviously for Ethan and all that work, but it wasn't like I was translating that into my own stuff and I could say, oh, hey, buy this art book, because it wasn't a comic. And I really felt like my first Comicsgate work needed to be a comic. So yeah, guys, if I have not said it enough, I will, and I don't think I'll ever be able to say it enough. Thank you guys for backing Nosfero. Thank you guys for doing that. It is everything to us. Shanth, did you work at the Big Two? And if so, what titles? Never worked at the Big Two. Only worked for independent publishers. And back then the stuff looked so different. So I've done stuff for Flash Gordon. I think it was the 75th anniversary for Arden Entertainment. I did. I'm in a book called The Comic Book Artist's Workbook on Perspective, and some other things my work was used in. Self-published. 2 comic books, and then have worked in concept art for video games and for animated stuff. And gosh, what else have I done? It's so funny. Oh, I did some Harry Potter trading cards back in the day. Yeah, lots of different stuff. And so right now, the stuff I'm doing, that's the crazy thing. And if you're in Comicsgate, I don't know if you do Comicsgate stuff. I've done trading cards, but this is a trading card I did. Shoot, the light's on. Hang on a second. Let me turn this off. This is the Cyberfrog trading card I did for Ethan, and I've done some pinups for books that are going to be coming out. I think I have a piece in CG Vacation right now, Phil's book, which is coming out and shipping, and Malin's Visions book. So yeah, I never worked for Marvel or DC. I showed that stuff back when I was graduating from college, and that was one of the things I wanted to do, was go and work for those companies, or I should say I wanted to work in comics anywhere professionally. And then I ended up working as a concept artist and illustrator, because comics in the early 90s, or I should say, sorry, mid 90s, and I graduated from school in 98, just collapsed. It was brutal. And so I showed my stuff to editors, and it was like, good critiques, let's do something. And there just wasn't work. It was tough. One of my favorite, one of the most heartbreaking experiences for me was going down to New York and showing my work to Mark Chiarello. And Mark Chiarello was like, just reach out to me when you graduate from college. I'll have work for you. And never materialized, unfortunately, And Mark is a great editor, and he's done so many great things. But yeah, never worked there. And to be honest, I will say this: I'm an Image Comics generation kid. My ultimate dream, and the thing I did when I self-published my comic book Spring Ball, even though it didn't go where, didn't really go anywhere. My goal was always to be an independent creator, and life is crazy. It's crazy how you get here. It's weird. What focus was your degree in, shop? Oh, it was in illustration. I got, I have a, gosh, and I wouldn't advise people to have to do these things, but I have a BFA in illustration. I have a master's degree in illustration. Yeah, that's a whole conversation for another day. But that's what my degree was in. And I can honestly say that I knew very little about what art school was when I went off to art school. So I actually assumed there would be a comic book department or something. Oh God, it's really funny to think about me coming from Tennessee up here. But yeah, it was my focus, and that was the kind of cool thing, is that I got to teach. But if any of you guys want to see it, actually, come to think of it, do any of you guys want to see what my work looked like senior year of college? Let me know. I can show you some pages of my rejected college work if you want to see it. Let me see if I can find this. See if I can find it. If I see some ones in the chat when I come back, I'll happily share it with you. Let me see here. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. Holy cow. Is any of it going to be there? That is a really good question, guys. Nope. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. That one. And then... Hold on. I don't even know if anybody wants to see this stuff yet. Yeah, I was doing, before I knew what steampunk and that stuff was. Okay, we got some ones in the chat here. All right, you guys ready? All right, so here you go. Let me see if I can find this. So I did I didn't even know what steampunk was at that point, but I did a steampunk Abraham Lincoln fighting Stonewall Jackson because I was super into Civil War history. And let me see here. I'll show you what I've got here. So I've got one there. One here. Brace yourself, kids. This is going to be something. Let's see here. There we go. Now let's see if this works. All right, guys. Brace yourselves. Oh, I could show you some stuff, actually. It's the NDA is over. I can actually pull some of that up if you guys want to see it. Share screen. Window. All right. Let's see if this works. Okay. Add to stream. So for those of you guys who are curious what I drew like my senior year of college, this right here is some photocopies of some pencils I did my senior year of college. So all the stuff you're seeing here was either work that people liked and no work came of it, or stuff that people rejected. So this is my rejected senior year work. So I'd have been, I guess, 21 at that point. And so, yeah, here's what that stuff looked like. And so, yeah, that was the stuff I was trying to do. It was very grid-like and really esoteric and history-ish. But that was the stuff that's the stuff I was doing. And it, I already did my first pro job for when I was 17. Andy Smith did the cover for it. And it was my stuff was very McFarlane influenced. And here I was getting into more Albrecht Dürer and Travis Charest and those guys. And so that was a big factor of it. And then the other stuff I did, I don't know if I have that stuff where I can get at it. Let me see here. Oh, wait, maybe I do. Hang on a second here. That's one. That's one. Is this stuff? Holy crap. I'm always amazed at this stuff here. I know this stuff isn't... No, that's not the one. Hang on a second here. Let's do concept art. See if I can find any concept art stuff there. Okay, it's not there. Hang on one second, guys, because you guys, this would be cool. You guys, well, it might not be cool. There's no evidence. There's no evidence to confirm it. It has to be cool. So I used to have it in a folder called NDA concept art, although I was just given the go-ahead that I could show it a couple of months ago. So let me see. It was called... The working title of it was Savagery, and did I spell that wrong? Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this works. I had a couple of, I did some videos. Is that right? Holy cow. Hang on a second. Hold on. There, not there, not there, not there. Oh, I like that character. I know I have, oh shit, sorry. Sorry guys, I was like, I'd forgotten how much I've done on this. Hold on a second, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. You guys want to see some digital stuff? Here you go. This is digital work done on a trackpad. So I draw on a trackpad because if I use my old hand, it's over too quickly. So here you go, kids. File window. There you go. And now we're going to go to add to stream. So this is what my trackpad art, my digital artwork looks like when I'm doing video game concept art. So a lot of this stuff is quick, and people get a sense of you just got to give people a sense of the world and what the characters look like, and what you know, what the space is potentially going to look like, what levels could look like in a video game. And there were just a lot of different, you know, kind of creatures and a lot of stuff we were doing. This was for Stalwart Games. And so this was just, we're trying to create the feel of the world. So there's like a lot of blood, and I had the blood kind of flowing upwards in reverse. And there were all these, you know, water wheels with blood, and there was these, you know, all of these different little things. And this is just like one spread of stuff I did for that. But yeah, this is the kind of work I do. So I've done a lot of different stuff, guys. Yeah. Digital. Yeah. I work in digital, Phil. I actually do that sometimes, because I always told people that, and this is the thing. Oh yeah. I designed the logo too. But yeah, this is the thing I always say, right? It's, that's what Sean sees when he closes his eyes. You ain't kidding. My response when people say, do you do traditional work or digital work, should always be yes. If someone asks you, do you digital or traditional, you should say yes. Hell, I've got a bunch of, they'd spoil a lot of the story for you, but I've got a bunch of layout pages that I've done for Nosfero on a trackpad in digital. I do that stuff all the time because I sometimes you want to work, you know, sometimes you want to work while you're laying in bed or on the sofa, completely exhausted. Sometimes you're watching the Jack Show late at night. You're passed out on your sofa, half dead, and you say, I guess I need to create something right now. So I blame those guys. I blame Malin. I blame Malin for everything. You know, and all you guys know, I have a tube. I work with a tube of Malin White. So know that is the case, right? Actually, interestingly enough, I have a tube of Malin Black as well. Which, let me show you what that looks like. Have any of you guys ever seen what a tube of Malin Black looks like? I'll show you. It's pretty cool. So yeah, Malin does make an exclusive black paint. Here it is. Wait a second. That's weird. Well, I guess that's what Malin Black looks like. That's kind of intense. Oh well. You never know. You never know with John. John has a different way of viewing the world. So, white, as John would say. Yeah. Malin white, as Bob Ross would say it. Yeah. It looks a little light, doesn't it, Jeremy? It looks a little light. Yeah. Feels like Devil May Cry. Very cool. Yeah, absolutely. You guys know how we do it here. Yeah, man. Yeah. But it's I love working in a lot of different ways. I mean, gosh, when you guys are seeing me do all the intro videos and trailers, I'm using so much Photoshop and digital overlays and editing tricks to make that stuff work. For Ethan's show, sometime if you feel like torturing yourself, watch just frame by frame, pause at every other frame, the Comicsgate Kings intro I did with the, Ghostbusters Eminem. I mean, I spent like 2.5 days on that, getting those cuts to work, scanning streams for video where people are laughing and, and having a good time, and that I could cut together and have it flow. I mean, it is exhausting to get that stuff to work, and in the best sense, because I want everything we do to look professional. When you guys see the cheerleaders, when you send super chats, the cheerleader for Iron Age Forge has the Liberty logo on her shirt that I just put on there frame by frame. And the Waffle Lodge cheerleaders I put them in the Waffle Lodge, and I put the Waffle Lodge logo on their shirts. And it was like frame by frame. It was, color correcting them. I changed the color of their outfits so that it matched the lodge. And guys, there's a lot that goes into it. And you can't be, how do I word this? I'm getting some very strong opinions about traditional artwork lately, I really just am getting more and more of the belief of the importance of traditional, particularly not what you might think, but certainly with the AI art is revealing an aspect of it. But it goes back to something I started seeing happening in digital artwork when it first came on the scene. I make digital art. You guys just saw it, by the way. So it's not a statement about the validity of. I have no interest in even having that conversation because it's irrelevant. That whole is it valid or not? Of course, if it exists, it's a thing. Deal with it, right? But but I don't think anybody can seriously get into the YouTube, not even just the YouTube game, the production game, if they don't understand things like InDesign, Adobe Illustrator, a real digital program, as I jokingly like to call it. Photoshop is kind of, and Clip Studio and all those are great, but you don't really get into understanding what digital is about until you start screwing with vectors. But the thing for me, and so I think Blender is a really great example of 3D art. My son builds stuff for, oh my gosh, Teflon Ron. Speaking of the cheerleaders, Teflon Ron dropping a $2 super chat, and indeed, viva la liberté. No doubt about it. Guys, let's do, I'm gonna give you 2 cheerleaders for this, Teflon Ron, because you've earned it, so that people can see what kind of work we do here. So first, here's the one for the Iron Age Forge. Charge! There you go. And now here are the girls from the Waffle Lodge, direct from the Waffle Lodge. Here you go. Charge! There you go, my friend. And thank you for the super chat. Yeah, Shanth just clicks on the generate video button. Seriously. Yeah, super easy. Yeah, it's you, because you have to put care into it, man. I'll tell you, one of the ones that was so fun was the when I did the Aaron Lopresti one. I watched Aaron talk. He was on a stream by himself. It was on his channel, wasn't on Ethan's channel. And I was watching him talk, and I go, what the hell am I going to do for this guy? Because I went on Ethan's show when he was having people on. This is before I was in the Comicsgate Live green room. And he was just letting, people, fans of the show, come on. And I came in there, and Aaron and Shelly were basically being raked over the coals at that point. And I said to Aaron, I go, I'm going to do an intro for you, and it's going to be funny. And I joked that it would be inappropriate, but I knew you can't go inappropriate with Aaron Lopresti. I mean, it's like, I don't want him to not have a good time. I want him to be comfortable. And I was watching him talk, and at one point when he was talking, he did this thing with his jaw, this little roll. He was like, And for some reason, it made me think of Brando in Apocalypse Now. And I said, I bet I could lip sync him to Brando in Apocalypse Now. And I just worked on that over and over and over again till I got that Aaron Lopresti intro down with the Apocalypse Now talk. And it's it became one of the favorite intros on Comicsgate Kings. And I was cutting Ethan in because he had just debated some guy. So I took some clips off of that, and it flowed perfectly. It was just a really fun intro. Dan Frega's Boom intro was fun to do. Yeah, I mean, but tons of work, guys. Like I take the whole grab an oar thing very seriously. I just was basically, I mean, that's a lot of how my getting to kind of know Ethan sort of came about, was basically, is there anything I can do to help, was my thinking, and I think that's just the way you want to do things is, if you see an opportunity to help somebody and you can do it, like, take care of yourself. Like, this ain't socialism, as you guys know. Like, people want you. No one ever has asked me to put my paying work aside to do them a favor. And actually that's not true necessarily, but family is different. No, but it's, I can't overstate it, man. That's what you want to do. You want to get in there and make things better. And I think when Comicsgate was under the most fire and dealing with a lot of crap, and Comicsgate Kings, like, there needed to be a culture, happening around it. I did Raised by the Wolves. I've refixed that one. That wasn't my idea. I think that was Ethan's. And then I just did new footage for it, so it was HD. And then I did Shane's Let Your Tiger Out, and then I did Graham Nolan's Eagle. And then I started to really kind of play around with them and do different things. By the time you got to Aaron Lopresti's, I was kind of branching out and doing some crazier stuff. Oh gosh, I don't know if you guys heard that, but that felt fantastic. Holy cow, that neck just cracked. Yes, indeed. I say grab 2 oars. I know you do. I know you do, Shave. Much love. Yeah, that the horror one was great because he does horror stuff. And what was so cool about it was, team 1 oar, never grab another man's oar. What was so great about it, that I loved, was that as soon as he saw it, He goes, was that Brando from Apocalypse Now? Oh my gosh, I love that poster. And I'm a big Bob Peak fan. I love Bob Peak's Apocalypse Now poster art. And so it was just another thing we had in common, man. It was, Aaron's a good dude. Whenever I see something on Frazetta or Bernie Wrightson, I've got my guys I go to. I'm sending a message to Phil, and Phil is often sending messages to me. Have you seen this book? Bernie Wrightson's doing a Kickstarter. They're doing a Kickstarter of Bernie Wrightson's card art. Check it out. It's like, that's why I knew about that, was from Phil. And that's what we do. You guys know that. We're sharing the good news. And we're painting too while we do all this stuff. I mean, good Lord. Sometimes I just look down while I'm talking to you guys, and they say time flies when you're having fun. I think it's definitely true. And yeah, I just look at this and I go, oh wow, look at how much work is done on this page. I just started this morning, and it's like roughed in, to put it mildly. There we go. Just I got to eyeball that for a little bit in case I move the perspective lines. But yeah, man, I love it, guys. And I love doing this stuff. I love being here with you guys on a Sunday, and I appreciate you. And I thank you for super chats, subscriptions, channel memberships, backing Nosfero, all of the stuff you do. Know that you have me. My family is in the next room watching TV or doing dishes and things like that. And they're here with you guys right now. And we appreciate everything you do for us. It goes to keep the lights on. It goes to keep the artwork happening. I've never been prouder of anything that I've done or any group of crazy, awesome people I've associated with. You guys are the best. And like I said, you heard Mrs. Andretti come by and say hi, Comicsgate, to you guys before. So, we're all in on it. This type of decision, this type of work does not happen without the support of your spouse and the support of people in your life, man. I did your intro, right? Oh, yeah, your intro was great. Oh, Phil, do you want to talk? Phil, if you can you should pop on real quick. We can talk about your intro, man. I'd love to I know you probably can't right now, but if you can, because I think you're working. But let me just say this. Phil's intro, which was where I took De Niro in Taxi Driver, and I did took the scene from Scarface that everybody was using, F the Diaz brothers, and I lip synced Phil to that, and then I did a frame by frame of Phil's head on the assassin who takes out Scarface. You can't get any better. Gotta tear up an apartment today. Gotcha. Understood, brother. Inhale Comicsgate. Yeah, it's absolutely right. Why is Apocalypse Now is such a great film, but Apocalypse Now redoes such boring trash? That's one for the ages. Sean, your precious Godzilla Kong paintings were gorgeous. I go back often and play those videos. Oh, I'm so glad you like those. And I love those. And yeah, that's those art books are for. Guys, I have so many things that I've got on the horizon. I've even got, oh man, I've got a cool idea. I almost feel like I want to show it to you guys. My members of the channel got the first peek at it, but yeah. What's the Thanksgiving like for the Andretti household? Oh, turkey and gravy, like you wouldn't believe. I love gravy and I love turkey. It's just the way it is. Gotta get a tear up an apartment. Absolutely, yeah, so good. Yeah, I mean, guys, when people talk about, there's nothing you guys do that isn't important when you're getting the word out about CG. Full stop. Let me say that, so everybody understands. But when people talk about like grabbing an oar and doing this work, I have put hundreds of hours of my time into trying to do things to promote CG with those videos. I put so much care into it. I can't let it go until it's something good and it's something fun. That's what it comes down to. I've seen the Apocalypse Now, but haven't seen the Redux. Yeah, it's a long one. But that's what I love about it, man. It matters to us. Like our family is so, serious about all the stuff that we're doing right now. And we want to make sure that the books that you get are going to all be hand-packed by us. We do it all. Like we do all of that work to make sure that it's great for you guys. I'm like thinking that came out a lot better than it was always the plan. No, it was always the plan, but that came out a lot better than one would think. You do this stuff enough times. Like again, speaking of my plumber, who's amazing, he'll go downstairs and he'll just be like, looking at the heating system and he'll go, yeah, I got to do some welding. I got to do this. I got to do a little bit of this. And he comes up like 5 minutes later and he's like, all set. And I'm like, dude, are you folding space and time down there? What the hell are you doing? He's amazing, man. And it's just, that's what it is to me. You know, it's the more you do this stuff, it's like contracting or anything else. The more you do it, the simpler it is. You know, the more times you do the work. It's like every contractor I know, it's like, you know, they've got a system for getting those cables all coiled for their power tools and everything like that before they drop them in the truck, back of the truck. You got to have those kinds of things, man. If you do something over and over again, efficiency becomes really important, but it's efficiency towards excellence. It's not just efficiency for efficiency's sake. You guys know how it is. Let's see here. Do you have the Bob Peak art book? I do. Yes. I don't have the drawings of Bob Peak. I reached out to his son when I was trying to get a copy of the painting book. I found one on my own, but I wasn't able to get it. And then I sent him a message and said, hey man, I loved it, the book. And he said, oh yeah, check out the drawings of Bob Peak book because, his drawings are beautiful. But yes, I do have the Art of Bob Peak book. It is, let me see if I can show you my bookshelf here real quick. It is right over there. You can see that tombstone. And then if you look at it, let me just make this big right here. That's my Haunted Mansion tombstone. Let's go to Artist Cam. There you go. And you can see those boxes. I'm packing up the painting right there. I'm building a box for the cover of Beckoned. Guys, go check that out and back it. One of my best covers. And then right next to Portfolio, the Mark Schultz book, you can see on the second shelf down, you can see the Bob Peak art book. So, yeah. Oh, man. Hold on a second. Let me get this off of just me. Lord. Nobody needs to experience that. It's a little too much. But so, yeah, that's my Bob Peak book right over there. Love that stuff. No one is blessed without sacrifice. Amen. Yeah. Hey, I didn't know Captain Chokeout was in Nosfero. Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, that's right. Captain Chokeout from the Disney days. Somebody is getting choked out. Yeah, somebody absolutely is. Yeah, someone's getting their comeuppance. But yes, Citizen Ronin, I do have that book, and I love that book, man. It is a great book. Guys, if I could say there's, and I'm not just saying this because I'm making a book right now, so let me just be clear. If there's one thing I think that you'll look back on and you won't regret, unless you're moving, the second you have to move, you will regret it all. But it's buying books. I started buying books in college and art books. I'd never had a book collection or an art book collection before. When I was growing up, we didn't have like a lot of like art books and things like that in my house. But we did have those National Geographic issues that used to come out that had great photography, but not a lot of other stuff. And those are what I got my inspiration from. And when I got to school, just bit by bit over time, because it's expensive if you're not doing it bit by bit, I started collecting art books. And now I have a pretty decent collection of them. But it's like it starts with that first one, and then it just goes from there. And I would tell anybody, just invest in books that you love, things that you find beautiful and that you like having around. You know, it's surround yourself with that inspires you, and it will lift you up on your tough days. And make the artwork that inspires you too, man. Let me see if I can adjust this. Yeah, great photography. Yeah, indeed. I have, my glasses just fell. I have both of them, and they're fantastic. Oh man, and Thomas is a good guy. Yes, yeah. I love seeing the legacy of an artist being given the proper reverence by their kids. I think that Frank Frazetta's granddaughter, Sarah, if you ever see this, thank you for the great work you do. You're a tremendous person. You're a tremendous advocate for your grandfather's work, and we all appreciate it. So thank you. Frazetta Girls, check out Frazetta Girls. But and the same thing is true of Bob Peak, and the same thing is true of Ivan Durrell and his children, his sons. They do great stuff. Physical copies of books are hard to regulate. Digital is not. Yeah, it's true. And it's but I'd also say this too, is that if you're like me and you stare at screens a lot, every now and again, I have a sofa over there with all my art books in it, or with some of my art books. Some of them are over there. And I sit down and I actually take a chance now to look at my books. And that is big, guys. Reading your Comicsgate books and having a place where you get to go and read them is so important, man. Anyone waiting to build their own art reference, art instruction, art books archive, do a heck of a lot of swap meets, flea markets, local Facebook marketplace, thrift stores, etc. Pennies on the dollar. You're so right. used bookstores too. Yeah, a lot of that stuff. It's surprising how sometimes stuff will come up on eBay too that is really affordable. Yeah, jump on it if you can. Absolutely do it. It's completely worth it. Completely worth it to do all that stuff. Let me see here. And yeah, if you have not hit like and subscribe to this channel yet, please do. Let YouTube know we're here so that they don't bury us, and you know how that stuff goes. But also because there's a lot of people I know who are interested in, what we're doing here and getting the actual story of what we're doing here as opposed to the quote unquote narrative of what we're doing here. We're doing great work. There's so much cool stuff. I'm so proud of all of the work that my fellow comic skaters are doing. As you guys just saw, Comic Skate works and Comic Skate fulfills. I just got Hail Salad from Camel Moon in the mail as I was streaming today, and that is one of many of my CG books. I've also got Two-Fisted Manly Tales recently, and I've gotten Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex recently, which is great. There is no shortage of great stuff. Rob the Replicator and his Replicator series I got sent from Australia. I have that in my Comic Skate book box. I also have 2 copies of Battle Brick Road, both the Kenneth Rocafort cover and the Eric Weathers cover. And Eric is going to be lettering Nosfero for those of you guys who are Eric Weathers fans. And I think we all are. But yeah, lots of great stuff out there. And of course, Back Truth, Justice, American Way by my brother Gabe. Shanth, you should do a video or a series of videos talking about Frazetta. Those would go on forever, Stephen Rockwood. I couldn't stop. Comic Skate works. Amen. I just saw that Drawings of Bob Peak book on eBay just now. How much is it going for? I bet it's ridiculous in the best sense. I'm sure it's expensive, but it's gonna be. If you make great work, it's going to be. I think the best book I've seen that is really affordable for how much is in it is the book with the Frank Miller introduction called Pulp Power. If you haven't, if you want to see a review of it, and we do a pretty thorough one, you can see Phil Diaz and I talk about it on his channel. Just look up Pulp Power and Zaid Comics, and you'll find it. Boy, did we have a blast on that show, on that stream. It was a ton of fun. So yeah, do check it out. But yeah, Pulp Power is a great book. I look at it. It's got a great collection of George Rosen work, a great collection of Steranko work, and James Bama, and Baumhofer's early Doc Savage stuff before James Bama did it. It's great stuff, man. It's great stuff. Wow, $29 right now. That's fantastic. Truth, Justice, American Way. Yes, indeed. Check it out. It is great. And there is Zaid Comics YouTube channel. Thank you, John. You're killing it today, man. You were killing it today. But yeah, it is great stuff. It is great stuff. And, we were talking about Dale Keown. Dale's Cyberfrog stuff and all of his covers in general that he's been doing for CG books, I think are some of the best stuff of his career. It's just outstanding stuff. That Cyberfrog wraparound cover is madness. Absolute madness. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful work. I'm really glad I did my Cyberfrog trading card before Dale did some of those covers, or I would have been like, maybe need to go back to the drawing board on that. Just great stuff, man. Great stuff. Yeah, I'm really happy with all the stuff we're doing, guys, and I am incredibly grateful for your support and making this channel what it is, getting us to 1,000 subscribers and all that stuff. It's just crazy. Yeah, check out Dale's YouTube channel. One of my favorite videos I did was the Dale Keown sleeping video with the sound of silence. It was just that was a fun little mashup. That was fun stuff. All right, guys, I think we got that there, and we've got that there. All right, gang, we are at 2 hours on this fine Sunday. I want to thank you guys for being here today. I'm going to wrap things up by showing the channel members video. I'm going to be one channel member shy. I do apologize because I just got a new channel member on this stream, but I will have your name on the credits for the next stream. I promise. Much like the compliments, Sean, take the inspiration. I surely will. And thank you, John. I do appreciate that. I bet Dale would do an amazing cover for Godlike. He sure would. Man, let's ask him to do one. Oh, the salt, Stephen Rockwood, you old dog. It's good to see you, my friend. But thank you guys for being here. I'm going to play our closing credits that will probably start off with Stephen Rockwood, the first channel member there. Thank you guys for being here. Have a wonderful Sunday. Go make some art. Go read some Comic Skate books. Go check out Razor Fist's book as well. I'll be talking about it very, very soon. And all of you guys, I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. Bow indeed. Stay gold and peace. Have a wonderful day. All right, you guys, take care, and I will see you guys very, very soon. All righty, let's do this thing. Where are my credits?
Hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication.